Excuse me while I whip this out.
Welcome to Therapy Unzipped, the podcast that's not afraid to spill the mental beans. We're two therapists who believe in the power of laughter, levity, and real talk to break down the walls of stigma surrounding mental health. Our mission? To unzip the world of therapy, share the bloopers, successes, and everything in between that make up the human experience. We'll tackle your burning questions, share our professional insights, and sprinkle in a healthy dose of humor, all while promoting a culture of mental wellness. So buckle up, listeners, as we unzip the complex world of mental health, because no one should have to navigate this journey alone. Together, we'll show you that therapy and mental well-being can be just as much about laughter as they are about learning. This is Therapy Unzipped. Welcome back, friends, family, listeners, those purveyors of mental health things. I don't know. We're back and we're going to have a great show today. Maybe not as educational, more fun for us. But there's been a serious lack, and I've noticed this over the years, of just critical thinking. People being able to take lots of information, research it, and draw their own conclusions instead of just hearing what somebody says, some gobbledygook, and just regurgitating that without discovering, is there any truth or a merit to it, or where's the information coming from? What could be the motives behind the information? You're blasted with this, 6 to 30 second TikTok or advertisement, and you take that at face value and you run with it and you start spreading these rumors, and it causes chaos and causes hysteria and causes negativity, and there's no cause for that.
All right. We're in an informational age where we have all the information available to us at our fingertips, right? Now, you got to wade through some of the information out there. Some of it's good and some of it's not so good, but you have infinite amounts of resources at your disposal. But yet we are using those less and less, it does appear.
Right. Well, I mean, if you need to answer a question, the easiest way is to just type that in your search bar, Google, what have you.
Right.
Ask Jeeves. Is that still around? Remember that?
I think you've dated yourself there, Tom.
Yeah. So you type that in, and then a slew of different shit pops up.
Right.
And you just grab the first one, and you get the information. Oh, okay, I'm done.
Right.
No, not done.
No, not done. So we live in an age where Google is now a verb instead of a noun.
Google it.
I can Google it.
Yeah.
So we Google it, and you're right, Tom. People tend to take the first thing that comes up. Well, the first thing that comes up, as we know how search engines operate, is it goes to where search engines comes up where it has the most views, or it has the different things have happened that have pushed it to the top of the page.
Right. Whoever spent the most money promoting that.
Exactly. You have people that are with their own websites just hire people to keep clicking it so that it has more views, so it goes to the top of the list. You can hire people to get your business, company, or information to the top of the Google page. So the first thing is not always the most credible. Look at the information. And here's a scenario, Tom, and I fell for this myself years ago. Is I did a like I wanted to buy something. I don't know what it was. I wanted to buy a new laptop, right? Mm-hmm. So I said reviews of the XYZ laptop 897 QXP, right? So the first thing that pops up is like this magazine or this website that just reviews electronics.
Sure.
Yeah. So I open it up. Oh, this looks good. I open it up, and this is one of the best out there. And da 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 da.
Best bang for your buck.
Exactly.
Best memory, best whatever, you know.
Right. Well, it turns out it wasn't. I chose poorly. And in doing some more research, then after I made the mistake, I did some critical thinking and I started to research what that data point was, or what was that website that I was researching. Well, it turned out it was owned by the company that was selling the laptop.
The SMPXY9 7,000, whatever.
So they look like they're credible and they're not. So
you had to do some further investigatory work at deciphering this because it wasn't out in the open. You didn't necessarily know. It wasn't advertised that, yes, we are the same.
Yes,
entity.
Exactly. So when you do Google something, look for a credible source, something that you know to be true, something like Consumer Reports if you're looking for a review on electronics, or something that has a credible, something that you've heard of.
In grad school, we had this course that it was called Ways of Knowing, right? Mm-hmm. And, you know, of course, this is all social work stuff. So ways of knowing, what the fuck does that even mean? You know, like, and this is going to be a shit class, you know, because I want to do like clinical stuff, you know,
right?
Ways of knowing, and it was many things. I'm not going to do it justice, but it was when we're researching, you know, where are we getting our information? How did you arrive at these, you know, quotes that you got? Like, what was the motive behind putting the stuff out, looking at the research study and really critically analyzing the information that you're receiving, you know, for credibility, for validity. And it turned out to be one of the best classes I remember having. And at first I was like, yeah, this is going to be great. But it was awesome. And so it really sparked my interest in encouraging other people to really critically evaluate, to analyze, to think about the information that they're getting and the conclusions that they're drawing from that information.
Right. That sounds like a great class. My learning experience with critical thinking was the best boss I ever had years and years and years ago. And at this position, we met for a half hour every morning. The whole administrative clinical team met every morning for a little bit. And someone would ask a question, or a question would be posed of, should we do A or should we do B? Or this situation came up, what do you think? And it was always why? Why do you think that is? What would happen if it was A? What would happen if it was B? And he demonstrated daily the way to critically think about problems and scenarios. Mm-hmm. I learned so much from that experience, that critical thinking and just not accepting information that comes to you at face value is just like ingrained in me now. I did it every day for so long. It's critical thinking is a skill that needs to be developed like anything else.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of leadership groups or classes or courses have critical thinking built into it. Right. And in fact, the schools now have a class. Mm-hmm. They start at a young age. I don't know exactly what grade level it is, you know, but they like 6th or 7th grade, they have critical thinking, you know? And so I celebrate that. I think that's really important. I don't know what their curriculum looks like regarding that, and of course I asked the kids that I see in my office, what's the class about? And no fucking clue. Like you can see smoke coming out of their ears trying to describe it. So I know that they're just totally daydreaming in that class. Like they have no clue what's even in it, you know. And it's probably one of those classes like sex ed or something where if you just participate, you pass. If you're there in the seat, you just pass the class.
So I have a interesting, you know, I always say I have an interesting story, and it's interesting to me, but it's usually boring to everybody else. But anyway, so here's a story, Tom. Here's a story. So we've all seen, most of us have seen the movie Wolf of Wall Street, which is based on true events, right? The whole pump and dump of penny stocks, and what these guys do is they have these companies, they're real companies, that their stocks trade for less than $1, and they hype these things up to average people, and this is going to be the next Apple, and you're going to be a millionaire, and it's just, you know, it's just 50 cents a stock, and you can, you put a couple $100 into this thing and you're going to be a millionaire and all this stuff. And everybody fell for it. Well, the stock is garbage. It's not even worth the 50 cents you paid for it, let alone what they promised you. So it's pump and dump. It's the old pump and dump scheme. And the only people that made money were the people that were selling the stock. So, I mean, that was 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, something like that. In the 80s, it was very popular, 80s, 90s. Anyway, so then we get the advent of TikTok, and how many TikToks have crossed, I mean, it's all, we'll talk about algorithms in a few minutes, but if it's in your algorithm, which finance and investing and cryptos and all that stuff's in my algorithm. So I'll get these things that just say, oh, this stock is about to, don't tell anybody. What do you don't tell anybody? It's on TikTok. This stock is about, it's this company and they're the cutting edge on this and they're about to go through the roof. And people are falling for the whole pump and dump scheme on TikTok. And so what I have done when I first saw this, I didn't catch it on the first one. I didn't catch it on the second one even. But on the third one, what I started to do is, I'm the king of spreadsheets. So I love to throw everything in an Excel spreadsheet. So I started writing these things down, like putting the stock in there, the date and the price that the stock was at the time, and what they were selling you is how much it was going to increase, right? And then I followed up on these things 30, 60, 90. At the end of the month, I would follow up on these things.
And it fucking tanked.
Not one of them made money. That's not one of them.
Yeah, there's the short, short sell, short squeeze, whatever. If you're getting the information guaranteed, like 100%, somebody else has already profited off of that. Somebody who actually knows what they're doing. Hedge fund or something has profited off of that.
Okay, Bernie.
And it's done. And so what happens when we lack critical thinking skills, it opens us up to get taken advantage of.
Right.
Makes us vulnerable.
Right. And why do we? Why do we fall for things like that? Why don't we use critical thinking skills? Is it because it's not our nature? We're not skilled at it. We're not good at it. We haven't been taught it. Or do we just want to believe? We just want to believe. I mean, everybody wants to make $1 billion and quit their job.
I want to believe that stock is going to be the next Apple or something. And if I get in on it now, then I'm going to be a fucking millionaire, billionaire, whatever.
Why do we play the Powerball? We're not going to win. The odds are like 292 million to 1. You're more likely to get hit by lightning while getting bitten by a shark than winning the Powerball. Right? But yet we pour billions of dollars into this thing every year. You're not going to win, but why do we do it? Because there's a chance. Yeah. There's a chance.
And instead of buying like one ticket for $1 or $2 or whatever the fuck it is,
sure, why not?
I buy fucking 10 of them.
Yeah.
Like that's really improving my odds.
Right? Yeah, because I've cut my odds in half because I bought 2 tickets. That's not how statistics work.
Do you remember that class? Oh man, that was like the only class I didn't get an A in. Anyway, you probably fucking excelled at it.
I did well in stats. Kind of numbers are my thing though.
Yeah.
But so algorithm. We mentioned algorithm, Tom, and people come at us all the time with their views. Everyone has their opinions and their views. And right now, it has been politics. You're either a conservative or you're a liberal, or, and if you're a conservative, you're a this. And if you're a liberal, you're a that.
Yeah.
Well, now it's like you're either a supporter of Israel or you're a supporter of Palestine. Right. And if you're a supporter of Israel, you're a this. And if you're a supporter of Palestine, you're a this. How about supporting, I don't know, basic human rights? Oh, what a guy.
Oh, you almost got into politics there. Oh, no, you said no politics.
No politics. But, why I think people form the opinions that they do is based on algorithms. So on any of your social media, any Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, X, formerly known as Twitter.
Whatever you're consuming on there.
Whatever your social media product is all based on algorithms. So if you look at something for the entirety of it, or you like it or comment on it or do something, then it goes into your algorithm and they're going to send you more of that.
Right. Plus, if your birthday is in there and your gender and your area that you live, zip code, whatever, it's going to send you marketing stuff geared toward your demographics, to your area, and then couple that with the things you're already looking at, And suddenly it's a recipe for, I can't live without these things. I have to buy something every single day.
Yeah. See how and if you do buy something off of a social media platform, now they know that then you're just going to get more things to buy because they're going to keep coming at you.
And they make it so easy.
Right.
You got Apple Pay, you've got PayPal, you've got Amazon Pay.
Right.
You can pay through your Amazon shit. You got Venmo, you can put a credit card in there. And all it does is look at your face ID, and you click the freaking button, double click, done, paid for.
It'll be on your doorstep in 2 days.
It's gotten me a lot of times.
Yeah. Well, and the politics aside, but to say that you are a donkey or an elephant, doesn't matter what you are. But if you look at an elephant TikTok or feed and you like it, you're going to get more elephant feeds.
Elephants.
It's going to be all elephants.
Yeah.
And then you're not going to see any donkeys. Right. So then you fall in love and all you think that elephants are the animal to go. This is we're all elephants because that's what's consuming my feed.
That's what's all being showed to you. And so you just go with that. As human beings, we want to go with the path of least resistance. Right. We want efficiency. And this is a good thing in a lot of ways. I mean, we have to conserve energy. Think about our brains, for example. We have the conscious mind and then the subconscious or unconscious mind. And the conscious mind has to take in so much information that we have to generalize, we have to delete information, we have to quickly make assessments and judgments. This is just what we do because it's going to take too much time. You think about when you go in a room and you're really being mindful, you get lost in that room, and we can't live that way totally.
Right.
So we have to be efficient. And that need for efficiency goes into when we receive a piece of information, instead of us taking time to critically analyze and think about it, that's more time consuming. That's more energy. Our body wants homeostasis. It wants balance. It wants to quickly move through whatever issue we need to move through, I'm trying to find an example. That's eluding me right now. But anyway, we want to be efficient.
Right.
And this is just part of our human nature.
Mm-hmm.
And so we do this at our own peril sometimes.
Right.
So slow down, take some time to examine the information that you're receiving, find alternate resources.
Right.
You might just find that you like the other views better, that they resonate with you more when you discover the reasoning behind it.
Right. And the other thing is I'm always wary of someone or something or some company that is pressuring me into making a quick decision. Hey, the sale it's only going to be on sale for another
Limited.
20 minutes.
Yep.
We're going to be, there's only 2 left. You got to better buy now, better book now. There's only 1 hotel left.
Absolutely.
At this price. That's
you
all,
see on Amazon, 2 left.
Right. It's all crap.
Fuck, I gotta get it.
Amazon's got a warehouse full of the crap that you want. So whenever someone's pushing me into a quick decision or they're highlighting the scarcity of something, that always makes me go, Mm-hmm. I always see it. My critical thinking skills pop into play. I'm like, that's not true. Number one. And if it is true and I miss out on it, oh, well.
Yeah. Well, I heard this comedian once. I wish I could remember exactly who it was, but he said, in response to a heckler, he said to the heckler, he made fun of him in some way, which was hilarious. And then he said, you know that I just sit around and think about shit to say to you all day?
Right.
Like you go to work and you do your fucking regular job and then you come here and you have a couple drinks and you're yelling something nasty to me and you think it's funny and you think other people are going to laugh. But like, this is my job. I just sit around and think about shit that I'm going to say to you fuckers.
Right.
And say it. So like,
I have 1,000 ways that I can insult you.
Marketers and advertisers, like they study our behavior and they just sit around and think about ways to make us purchase things.
Absolutely.
So, like
go walk into a car dealership.
Right? They know it in and out.
They are sizing you up.
Yep. They have these techniques and they train each other on how to do these certain techniques. They know exactly what to say. They know how to negotiate way better than any one of us.
Absolutely.
Does. And so you really have to be on point when you go in with this is exactly what
for the car dealership. This is exactly what I want, exactly what I'm willing to pay. And if you can make this happen right now, we're good. And then,
If not, toodaloo.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they're really good at it. So these people that study us and our behavior, especially our shopping behavior, are way better at it. And we are suckers.
I love buying cars because I can critically think through things. And I'm on to the games and I'm on to the this and I'm on to the that. So,
so critical thinking.
Common sense, not so common.
Common sense is not common. Let's talk about some ways to develop critical thinking.
All right.
What are some ways that you had learned from that boss that you had? What were some of the
Keep asking questions. Don't take anything at face value. Information is presented. Where did the information come from? What source did the information come from? Does that source have any invested interest in making the information say one thing as opposed to the other? We all know that statistics, numbers, you can make say anything.
Right.
I can take any statistic and make it favorable for you or somebody or something, or unfavorable. It's all in how you spin it. Right? 95% of the people, I can take, 95% of the people in the state of Florida support recreational marijuana. Right? Or 5% of Floridians think that marijuana can kill people. You can twist stats any way you want.
4 out of 5 dentists prefer, purple toothpaste.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Did you get, wasn't that one of the things that you had gotten, the purple toothpaste, and you thought it was going to be
I did.
Fabo, and no.
I fell for it, Tom. So I do have critical, but it's always like, hey, it's $10, right? I'll spend $10. I'll see if the purple toothpaste, makes my teeth glow like it showed in the ad. It did not.
Yeah.
It made my sink purple though.
Yeah. I got snowed with some undies. They were marketing some underwear. Now that's all I get is fucking underwear, boxer briefs for men. That's all my advertisements are damn boxer, all these different companies, and they're all pretty much the same.
Right.
And so I got a pair thinking, these chonies were going to be top notch, and it was underwear.
It's just
whatever.
Like everything else.
Okay. And that particular company has a subscription model.
Right.
So, now everything's moving to subscription. So you can't just buy the thing one time. You have to pay, X amount of dollars per month. And then you get the opportunity to potentially buy another pair or 3 pairs or whatever. Oh, gosh.
Panty of the Month Club.
Fell hook, line. Hey, I got purple toothpaste.
Yeah.
And underwear. So critical thinking skills, question everything. Don't take anything at face value. Where does the information come from? What are the data sources? And what are the consequences of making this decision? Right. Yeah. Is it benign? Does it really matter? Then it doesn't matter. But if it's a bigger decision, then you need to take a look at that.
Yeah. I cherish getting information from many different sources, from sometimes conflicting views or finding views that support the initial, solution or conclusion that you came to.
Right.
Checking your confirmation bias is really important. So there's a lot of times when we only look at the information that supports our view or the thing that we believe in to be true.
Right.
And we neglect to see the conflicting information. Right. Confirmation bias, you only focus on the things that support your view.
Right. And ignore the other information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
So part of critical thinking is to see and look at the conflicting views and weigh them against each other and get lots of different, points of information and from different resources.
Right.
Now, this is more time consuming, so it's going to take some more energy for you to do this, but you will be rewarded because then you'll hear somebody say, "Oh, I heard such and such." And you can be like, yeah, I saw that video too, but then I went back and I researched it and I got some more information from this other site. And then I looked here and they were talking about this and that was totally bullshit. That doesn't even make any sense. So I'm not going to spread that around. And you might help enlighten somebody else with that information. You might inspire or empower them to do their own critical thinking or develop that skill of critical thinking themselves.
Right. I always love that when someone comes up with something. Did you see that? Something really crazy? And I'm like, oh, really? Where did you hear that? Oh, it hit my Facebook feed.
Right? So you saw it as you were swiping.
Right.
Up and down or whatever.
Then it must be true.
Got to be true.
Right.
Yeah, look at the information that's coming out. Look at the source. What could be, as part of, like you said, asking lots of questions, what could be the reason or motivation behind this person or this company putting out the information?
And, you know, in times past, remember when Photoshop became a thing?
Yeah.
You know, like if there was a picture of something, then it must be true. So look I have a picture. And then we figured out you could alter pictures through Photoshop, right? So then we figured out, okay, just because it's a picture doesn't mean it's absolutely true. Someone could have Photoshopped. But then you see a video where somebody says something and it's like, I saw the video, I saw them, I heard them say it myself.
Right.
But there's also AI adaptation. And with AI, you can change and you can grab somebody else's voice and change the words coming out of their mouth. So now it's just because it's not because I saw it, I believe it. You know,
can't trust it.
You can't trust it.
They have the AI, right? This was in the news where they have pictures of, you know, like a model or somebody or an actress. And it removes their clothing and you can see their cash and prizes or what the AI has simulated to be their cash and prizes.
Well, and I've seen some things like you'll see a picture of Trump or Biden saying something really out of pocket. Yeah. And it's like, did you see Biden said this or did you see Trump said that? And I'm like, well, actually, I'm not sure that happened.
Right. You know, because sometimes it's taken out of context or sometimes they splice different moments or speeches or whatever together and they make it seem like, you know.
Or it's AI enhanced.
Or AI,
So when I've seen videos like that, I've then gone to the Google and, you know.
Now you're dating yourself.
Right,
Google.
to the Google. And I will type in
the YouTube.
This person saying this and then go see what happens. You know, if you can't find it anywhere else on Google and it's that, you know, something that's sensationalized, then it's probably not true. If it's not pulling up on different media sources and everything else, you know, then be skeptical.
So people want to make money. That's a big driver.
I want to make money, Tom. I didn't win the $1.7 billion. Were you in California the other day and buying a ticket?
That's a big negative.
Damn it.
No. That's where somebody won it, California?
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yay. Go California. Yay. People want to make money.
People want to make money. And especially companies want to make money.
Yes.
We have a capitalistic economy.
Right.
So it behooves the corporations, companies, what have you, people that want to make money, for us to not use critical thinking, to not examine, to get short bursts of information and to formulate an emotional reaction to it and behave in a certain way.
Right.
And so it is really important, I can't stress this enough, for everyone out there, anyone who's listening to us, to engage and develop, cultivate, and rigorously maintain your ability to critically think and examine the information that you are being force-fed. There, I said it. You're being force-fed stuff.
Yes.
And you're becoming vulnerable, gullible, and I know because I'm the same way. I've become vulnerable and gullible, and I have to rigorously choose each day to critically think, critically examine the things that I'm being force-fed.
And be very careful of confirmation bias, as Tom said. Don't just seek out the things that support your beliefs or what you want. And here's an interesting example Interesting. Why do I use that damn word? Here's an example.
I don't know. That's interesting.
And people aren't going to like this, but so some people think that we're paying way too much at the gas pump and the grocery store. Everybody believes that. Groceries are high, gas is high, whatever. Gas is actually down right now, but anyway, groceries are high. So everyone well, Biden's the president. It's because the president that groceries are high. And then the other people believe, well, no, all of the corporations that sell the groceries are making record profits. So that's why the groceries are high.
Yeah.
So you have those two beliefs. So critical thinking skills would say, go to the Google and say, why are grocery prices so high right now? And see what comes up and read different sources about different opinions that people have on why groceries are high. And then you can make an informed decision.
Sure.
If you want to believe it's the government, then believe it's the government. If you want to believe it's the corporations, raking in record profits, then believe that.
Yep.
But at least you have done the research and read articles from both sources. Again, don't use that confirmation bias and just read the sources that support your ideas.
Yep. Also in that class, there were certain information sources that were deemed not so credible, such as Wikipedia.
Right.
I love Wikipedia. I'm on the Wikipedia all the time looking at stuff.
The Wikipedia.
Yeah, the Wikipedia. I get a lot of good information from there.
Sure.
However, I think that's one of those sites where anybody can pretty much post information. It was supposed to be a lot of people giving input and giving understanding about a certain topic or person or what have you, but that's not a very reliable or valid source of information. So there are a lot better sources regarding studies, because a lot of this was geared towards research. As you can imagine, in grad school there was a lot of papers, and so when we're doing research to really critically examine the information that we're getting in the studies, and of course the studies needed to be within the last 3 years. That was one of the tidbits, or requirements, really. Because if you find a study that was done in 2008, it might have some really good pertinent information regarding a hypothesis that you came to, or something that you were, trying to prove or disprove, or that you were discussing in your paper. And just because it came out in 2008 doesn't mean it's bad. However, there might be more, it's 2023, there might be some newer studies that have come out that have totally debunked or eradicated or disproven whatever it is, that conclusion that was, gained from that study in 2008.
We advance, or should be advancing.
That's the goal.
With our knowledge and information.
Yeah, so looking for information that's come out, more recently, that's always really a helpful thing regarding just, critical thinking. Mm-hmm. And there was something else that was in there. I really like this. Okay, would you choose a doctor based on the fact that they are really evidence-based and have great customer relations, really good reviews, have been practicing for a period of time, like let's say they've been practicing for 30 years, they've been in the same area, they've had the same practice. These are probably all indicators that maybe they're a good physician and it would be worthwhile going to. Mm-hmm. Or would you rather base that on like a hunch?
Like
based just looking at a name.
On their name or their picture.
Right, looking at a name or their picture. You'd probably go with the first, like have they established themselves? Have they been in practice for a while? What are other people saying about them? So you would critically think when it comes to your health that's really important. And a lot of you are already doing that, hopefully you're doing that. So the same should come to when we're getting pieces of information regarding politics or regarding the economy or regarding your lives or major purchases like homes and vehicles and life insurance policies and things of that. Hopefully you're doing your research. Is it important that you do that critical thinking regarding a pair of shoes? Probably not. It could be a good practice, but the major things in your life, especially your spouse, like not that you're going to be, Google stalking them or whatever, but spend some time with them and get to know them. And, like when you're dating somebody, instead of just, we had great sex once and this is the person I'm supposed to be with.
Right.
You'd want to spend some time with that person, right? Really getting to know them and like maybe spending a weekend together to see what they're like, just, see what their shadow side is like. This makes sense. So why don't we use those same techniques and those same skills to, use in other areas of our lives?
Right.
Anyway, I'm just sort of rambling on now.
So, conclusions, common sense isn't so common, but critical thinking skills are. And it's important to really analyze the information that comes at you if you need to make a decision on something. When somebody's forcing you into making a decision or seeming like there's a short time limit to make a decision, that should make your alarm bells go off to say, what is really going on here? So, and taking a look at the information and being aware of your confirmation biases. So not just seeking out sources that support your predetermined conclusions.
Absolutely, 100%. I saw a TikTok. That's how we start a lot of conversations now, right? And it had, I won't say the person's name, but it was one of the Shark Tank people.
Yes.
Right? And he was talking about how people fall for, I've got this great business idea. If you get in on the ground floor, kind of like with the stocks you're talking about, I'm going to teach you how to be a millionaire. And he was saying, if somebody has $1 million idea or $1 billion idea, they're going to use it for themselves and they're not going to fucking share it with you.
Exactly.
So don't fall for it. It's bullshit. Don't get taken advantage of. If it seems too good to be true,
it is.
It is.
Right. So the way that they're making their $1 million is selling you a dream on you making your $1 million ideas. Yeah. When they start to say, I just need, I need you to buy this licensing stuff, or I need you to do this, or I need you. Okay, I'm guilty, Tom, of playing a few app games on my phone.
Yeah.
So how many ads have everyone gotten with, I make $6,000 a month playing solitaire.
Right?
Do we think that's
Sounds
true? Yeah. Sounds great if that were the case. Okay. If people were making $6,000 a month playing solitaire, they would get a whole warehouse full of people playing solitaire and paying them $3,000 and scraping off the rest.
And they wouldn't be advertising it
and they
to
wouldn't
you.
be advertising it. Yeah.
They would just go do that.
Yeah. Anyway, Tom, it's always so good to see you.
Same. Always. I hope that you have a great rest of the week. Great fucking weekend.
You as well.
Yeah, we'll be back to it next week. We'll have to come up with a nice topic. Please feel free to send in your questions or comment about it or share. And if there's something you'd like us to talk about, send it to us. questions@therapyunzipped.com.
All right. Thank you very much, Tom.
Thank you, guys. Be well.
All right.
Thank you guys for joining us today. If you have questions, send them to questions@therapyunzipped.com. Liked what you heard? Hit that subscribe button to get alerts for upcoming episodes. And if you really liked it, or you hated it, please leave a comment so that you can support us and help us improve. Catch you on the next one.